He pours it into the palm of his hand and he sniffed it. I promise you, Chris. I went, what are you doing, Desi?
Today we are travelling just 30 minutes north of central London to meet up with former tour player and commentator Dom Boulet. This is the place where it all began for the man now known as the Voice of Asia. The first in a series of interviews with the men and women behind the microphone. Rarely are the experts who provide an insight into players and tournaments revealed, and yet so often these men and women have a fascinating story of their own. The old Barnet.
Where it all started.
What a place where it all began. Tell us, what age were you when you got going?
Playing golf.
Yeah. Well, what else were you thinking of?
Well, I'm going at a lot of different things. No, but I guess when my dad and I started when I was 9, our neighbour Robin Dawson, bless him, who passed away quite a few years ago, he knocked on our door. He was across the street from us and said, "Would you like to go and play golf?" I didn't even know what the game was then. We'd just been in England 2 years then. I think it was probably 1975 or 6 we joined here.
Were you thinking about being a pro even then?
I don't know when it would probably been about 14, 15, started playing more seriously. I loved the game, still love the game. It drives me crazy, drives everybody crazy. But I thought about it. I finished my A-levels and didn't know what I was going to do. And then Dad said, well, you want to play golf? Why don't you go back to Hong Kong? And it was during the winter. So I went back and there was a big tournament, Hong Kong PGA Championship, which they allowed amateurs to play. And I played well in that. I finished second in the tournament, but I won the amateur section. And then I got selected to play for Hong Kong in the Eisenhower and the other tournaments. And I came back, and then when I got selected, I flew over and basically stayed there and then got a scholarship to play college golf in America at Northwestern.
Tell me, you didn't quite get that Asian Tour win that I know you really wanted, but you still became a little bit of a legend in your own right.
Really?
I think so. I think from talking to some of the caddies on the Asian Tour, they certainly think so. And tell us some of the different reasons. Your love of life. That you always have fun. You're always smiling. Tell us a couple of really good stories from the tour. Things where you've got involved in something or done something crazy.
Well, a lot of those stories I can't tell you. There are a few drinking ones. But with the caddies, I travel around, and there's same caddies from 25 years ago. There's guys who caddy for some of the other players, and I'd be driving around the course in the morning, and some of the caddies would say, "Remember this hole, Dom? Your putter is in that pond there, and your sand wedge is in that pond there." And I was a head case, absolute head case. But stories, so I guess a good story. Des Blanche, do you remember Big Desi, the South African? We were playing the Malaysian Open one year, and this is a drinking story. And he was in the group behind me or something, and I think we were off in the morning on the Friday, and we shot. This was at Saujana, and we shot whether it was 144 or 145. Anyway, it looked like we were going to miss it by a shot. And I think the tournament was sponsored by Carlsberg, so we sat on the terrace there from about 1 o'clock, and there was a TV screen showing the scores of the players, and we were hovering between 64 and 66, the top 65, and we're drinking and drinking and drinking. And at 6 o'clock, 6:30, when all the players had come in, we missed it by a shot, and it was 65 guys on the shot better than us. And Desi says, "We're going out, Boulet." I'm already hammered. So, and Desi's a lovely guy, just fantastic. I haven't seen him in a while. And we went out to Kuala Lumpur somewhere in a bar hopping. And at 4 in the morning, can you imagine? We've been drinking since midday the day before. And he's fine, right? I said, Desi, I'm leaving. He says, no, you're not. I was like, look, and he puts his massive hands behind my neck. And Desi's the strongest guy I've ever met. Grabs my neck. He goes, get a tequila. I was like, what? So I want a tequila. He goes, get a tequila. So I said to the barman, 2 tequilas, please. And anyway, I get 2 tequilas. I give it to Desi. I said, cheers, Desi. This is it. Bottoms up. I'm out of here. And I just about to drink it. He goes, what are you doing? I said, I'm going to drink this tequila and I'm leaving. He goes, we're not drinking this, eh? I'm like, what do you mean we're not drinking this? He pours it into the palm of his hand and he sniffed it. I promise you, Chris, I went, what are you doing, Desi? And I go, I'm not doing that. And he puts his hand behind me like, you're doing this, eh? And he's now gripping me harder and harder. And I think my neck's about to snap. I said, okay, I'll do it, Desi. So I poured it into my... And I sniffed it. And I tell you what, it just sobered me up. And we carried on till 10 in the morning. True story.
Oh, that is so
story.
good.
It was madness.
That is
so
funny.
It just, poof, all of a sudden it woke me up. We kept going. We kept going till they kicked us out of the bar. Actually, they're playing.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's a true story.
Oh, that is such a classic.
That was hilarious.
That is good. You're so close to the Asian Tour. I think you're on the board of the Asian Tour. I mean, obviously COVID's presented its problems.
Yeah.
I mean, where are the Asian Tour? Where are the other tours? Like, where are they heading with no spectators? I mean, obviously financially it's going to be an issue. What's the future? The immediate future?
The immediate future is there are no tournaments, Chris. The PGA Tour's off and running. The European Tour's doing well. The Asian Tour can't get started because the borders in Asia are closed. Hong Kong Open not likely going to happen. It's supposed to be in end of November, but we got tourist quarantine. How can you play a tournament? You have to quarantine for 2 weeks, and it's proper quarantine there.
So really, until a vaccine,
unless you have, we're hoping for travel bubbles to come up. If you go from Hong Kong to Singapore, there's no need to quarantine. Okay. Then you try and schedule it where the Hong Kong Open's back to back with the Singapore Open, and then you have try and do like what Europe doing. They're doing the UK swing and then a Cyprus swing,
really
Southern Europe swing. I talk to the management every now and then. Our CEO Cho, he's doing a great job, but it's almost impossible. Yeah. So.
And the thing that really impresses me is that when you do these post-tournament interviews and you've got all these tricky names from Indonesia and Thailand or wherever.
God.
I mean, how do you get those right? How do you memorize them?
Oh, I don't memorize them. I have a sheet of paper, but quite often, I think a few times, I mean, like in Malaysia, the year I interviewed Manacero won, and the Prime Minister was handing out the trophy. And then the chairman of Maybank, and they've got long names, but you can't memorize it. They've got like 15 words in their names. So, and it visually means Your Excellency, His Highness. I know, and that's the chairman of Maybank, and they're lovely people, but sometimes it's a bit of a mess. You go down there, and I've got the producers saying we're coming to you in 15 seconds, Dom, and nobody's in position, and it's panic time. And I remember back then I'd introduce the dignitaries and Manacero, and then I would go into questioning. Nowadays it's you introduce them, then you go away for a 30-second setup, and then they hand the trophy afterwards. But that was a one-shot, introduce the dignitaries, ask Manacero a few questions, but I'm facing this way. Manacero's there. The Prime Minister, Najib, was holding this enormous trophy, and I'm asking, it's a minute and a half, and I can see the Prime Minister's kind of wilting, and his bodyguard was standing behind him on the platform, and he's looking at me like, hurry up, the Prime Minister can't hold this trophy any longer, but the producer's saying, one more question, Dom. what do I do here? You know, he's melting in the sun, and that was a hairy moment. And when we finished, the bodyguard came up to me. He had a real go at me. I was like, I'm only doing my job here. You know? He had no idea what we were going through, but that was a fun moment.
Right, that's good.
Yeah, brilliant.
Fantastic. Right, we're going to get a few.
Good job, Louis.
Join us in our journey through Britain and Ireland on Facebook and Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for more exclusive interviews with the men and women behind the microphone.